Hey everybody, this is Erica Sable. Welcome back to another one of my weekly vlogs. Let's see what's been going on this week. So in terms of gaming, I guess I'm going to start off with something that's loosely related to gaming, but it gets better. It gets way better. So my work, ANC Games, here in Toronto, we do this yearly Valentine's Day blind date thing. So staff here at ANC, some of us volunteer, and then we end up going on blind dates with whoever's like a fan of our page and enters into the contest. So I ended up going on a date with this really awesome guy named Randy. I had so much fun. It was really great. So that was yesterday on Valentine's Day. And we went out for ramen, and then we went back to ANC, and we were just like playing fighting games the whole time. We were playing the new Guilty Gear, we were playing Soul Calibur 4, we were playing Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. What else? I think that was it. But still, it was really fun because at ANC, like, I never play games. I never do. And I just got into this zone where I was like, I have to, especially fighting games in particular. So I spent a lot of time doing that, and I kind of reminded myself of my love for Soul Calibur. Like, I'm a huge fan of Soul Calibur, and that's always been like my go-to fighting game whenever I'm playing. Like, I had like the most fond memories of playing Soul Calibur 2 when I was younger with my friends. And I only ever played with a controller though, so I was a little bit reluctant on an arcade stick, but it was like so much more seamless. It was perfect. It was great. I totally trounced him. I was so proud of myself. But it reminded me, I was just like, oh, I really gotta start doing this more. But there isn't much of a Soul Calibur community here at in Toronto in general, it seems. So we might have to try and change that or something. But yeah, it was super fun. I had a really great time. We just hung out until the store closed. It was crazy. But by far, the best Valentine's Day I have ever had. Like, I've had, yeah, it's funny, because this is like my first time being single on Valentine's Day in like 10 years. So that's, yeah, I wasn't really looking forward to it, and I don't usually celebrate Valentine's Day, but the pressure is always on in a way, like psychologically. So I'm just glad it ended up going over as well as it did. But yeah, speaking of Soul Calibur, actually, you wouldn't believe this, but I'm gonna be getting an arcade cabinet for Soul Edge. One of my friends, he has a Soul Edge cabinet, and he's had it for a long time, and it's been sitting at our friend John's place, and it needs a home apparently now. Brendan took it back, and it needs a home. And he was selling it for such a good price. Such a good price. It was kind of a steal for me. Not only that, but I mean, if I tinker around with it, I can add an adapter and then switch it to a Neo Geo. I'm not really a fan of the button layout. It's like vertical instead of like horizontal. It's kind of strange, and I'm not really sure how I feel about it, so I might look into ways to alter that. I'm like so stoked about figuring out how to properly tinker. Like, my ex-Brad, he tinkered around and he repaired arcade cabinets. I might ask for his opinion, and then I'll ask for a few other people, and I'll ask at ANC. But I'm like so excited. So I'm gonna be getting this cabinet next month. So stoked, and I'm so happy that I live above an antique shop, because that's like the best kind of shop to exist under you when you have like heavy things or heavy lifting, because these guys are probably gonna help me. Like, I really hope they do. I'm like crossing my fingers. But they have like this huge van and a dolly, and I'm just like, oh my god, can you just help me? I'm so excited though. I can't wait. I'm definitely gonna do a video of it once I get it. Now, what else did I want to talk about? Oh yeah, because I kept missing this. I kept forgetting to tell you guys about this. But I finally saw the Persona 5 trailer, and oh my god, I don't know. I was just like in total shock and awe, and I was like, oh my god, like, this is so amazing. I'm a big Mega 10 fan. I like the Persona series. I like the Mega 10 series in general though. Like, I'm not like over one or the other. But man, this looks so good. What I love so much about the Persona games though in particular is I love the UI. It's so stylish. I'm a big fan of like visual flair. Like, the Wipeout series is one that is really known for that, and it's really nice to see something like a JRPG do the same instead of offer just like that classic menu, you know, like it offers something a lot nicer than that, and a nice color palette, something really minimalist, and honestly it's like every graphic designer's wet dream. So yeah, another thing I want to share, I gotta go grab it over here, but my awesome friend Rob, so I have a lot of games on hold, I can see, like way too many. I have so many things. I don't even want to share with you just yet because like I want to make sure I'll get it first. But I had Tactics Ogre on the PSP, this really nice premium edition. It's actually a PAL version of the game. I had it on hold and I was like, I gotta buy this, I gotta buy this. It came into the store and I was like, I gotta hold dibs on this. I don't think it's gonna go anywhere, especially because it's an import, and some people don't realize that the PSP is region free, but at the same time, it's one of those things where I'm just like, oh, I really need it. I need it. So he was super awesome and he actually paid it off for me. It was an amazing gift. Thank you so much, Rob. And I'm like so stoked to play it because I grew up playing Final Fantasy Tactics, and this is by the creators of Final Fantasy Tactics. So I'm just gonna get like, all these memories are gonna come rushing back. And Tactics is probably the game I spent my most hours on. I easily put in like 350 hours into it. I don't think I've ever put nearly as much time into a game before. Maybe that doesn't sound like a lot, but for me it is. I mean, like, I played a lot of like lengthier games, obviously, with JRPGs, but most of them aren't that long, even if you are a completionist like I am. Like, I try and do every single side quest, but it never takes that long. At most, like, maybe like 150, right? And I'm pretty OCD when I play games. I grind, and I just zone out while I grind, and I could do that for like hours. So yeah, I'm like so excited, because like this, you can't really like zone out. You need to pay attention, and I like that a lot. So this is probably gonna make me want to go back into Fire Emblem, perhaps, probably, but I want to play this first. So I'm like super stoked. But yeah, I think that's gaming. So let's move on to anime and movies. All right, anime and movies. Berserk. Let me just tell you that much. It's so funny though, in terms of this anime and series in general, whether we're talking the manga or anime. I first heard about Berserk when I was reading an issue of Animerica. I started collecting Animerica when I was like, how old was I? I don't know, this was in like 1997. It was a long time ago. And I loved it. And I'm pretty sure, like, I remember seeing ads for it, and you know, people were talking about it, and they said it's really good in terms of dark fantasy and character, just character growth. It's really incredible, but I just kind of like looked past it. I was like so distracted by all these other things, so I didn't think too much of it, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do this. Because I've been on this huge Suzuma Hirasawa binge as of late. I love his music, and I was listening to the soundtrack for Berserk, and I'm like, oh, this is beautiful. Although I will say, the intro and outro royally suck. It's actually really sad, because sometimes when you see reviews of the series for Berserk, people will gripe about the music, but they'll only ever gripe about the intro and outro and how they just don't fit the series at all. But then I think, and I'm like, but what about the innards? What about Hirasawa? Honestly, like, he's the bread and butter, you know? But it's a shame, because like, why didn't they just have him do the intro and outro? I feel like he could have done an amazing job and way better. It's kind of strange. Maybe they were just trying to cater it to a different kind of crowd when it really wasn't going to go to that crowd, or popularize it in a sense. I don't know, who knows? But I've been watching it and I'm really enjoying it a lot, and then after I watch it, I'm gonna watch the movies, and then I'm gonna go to the manga. So I'm super excited for that. Next, Paranoia Agent. I'm so happy. I'm gonna tell you right now, because I'm still watching it, and I'm like, oh my god, I have to like film my review for this tomorrow. So I'm probably just gonna be like racing through it in the morning. I'm so happy it's 13 episodes, because I really want to, I haven't seen the show in a while, and I really wanted to refresh myself and feel as excited about it as I was the first time around. So I'm so happy it's not 26 episodes. So happy, so thankful. 13 episodes I can deal with. It's still gonna be a little bit tricky. I'm actually busy later today. And then tomorrow I have a few things to do, so that video might not come out until the evening, just so you know, just a forewarning here. But I'm gonna try my best to get it out because I'm like super excited about this. Let's see what else. Not too much more in terms of anime. In terms of movies though, there are a few things. So I went and I saw A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night again ×2, and I feel just as good as I did the first time. It was so incredible. I gotta say, like, I reviewed this on my alt channel Sharp Objects. It's very good if you like moody vampire films that are stylish and still kind of quirky and fun at the same time. That was really nice. They're now playing at the Royal Cinema, which I've been talking about a lot more lately, and I'll be talking about in this next little bit too. So I started finally going to these film screenings by the Laser Blast Film Society. I've been like wanting to go to these for a while, but I just like, I kind of like chicken out a lot of times, and I was like, well, I don't really know any of these guys too well, or I haven't talked to them in a long time, or I don't spend enough time with them, so I wasn't sure, right? But like, I kind of forgot about the fact that I just really like to go to the movies alone anyways. I really like to watch movies alone. So I'm gonna be watching their next installment for this month. It's called Siege, which is actually by the creator of Lex, if you know that sci-fi television series that was so weird, and oh, it was so good. It was really good. I definitely recommend checking it out. The Siege and Lex with 2 X's. It's crazy. It's really crazy. If you look up Zev Bellringer, the first Zev Bellringer, I was gonna do a cosplay of her like years back. I didn't. I still plan on it though. I still really want to, so it's probably gonna happen anyways. But yeah, I'm super excited for that. That's gonna be happening this coming Wednesday at the Royal. Speaking of the Royal once again, I went there just last night to go see a Wong Kar-wai film. He's this really great Chinese art house director. He did this really incredible film called In the Mood for Love, and I went to go see that, and I had a really great time. I'm really happy. I've been wanting to see this film in theaters like forever. Same with Chungking Express too, like forever, ever. And I'm so happy. It was only showing that one night, so I'm really happy I ended up going. And then aside from that, I'm actually waiting on a few Blu-ray copies of movies, which I'm really surprised haven't come yet because they were sent on the 6th and one of them was supposed to arrive on the 11th. I ended up getting Why Don't You Play in Hell, which I also reviewed on Sharp Objects, and then John Wick with Keanu Reeves, that awesome revenge film that I haven't seen yet, but I've heard so many good things about, and it sounds right up my alley. So I got one from Amazon, and then I got one from the distributor for Why Don't You Play in Hell, and yeah, they were sent on the 6th. Amazon told me that John Wick was supposed to arrive here on the 11th, and it didn't. So I'm just like, this isn't good. But it's still in transit. It's not like it was sent and it disappeared. Maybe Valentine's Day? I don't know. I feel like this is more like a Christmas thing, not so much a Valentine's Day thing, but who knows, right? Weirder things have happened. So yeah, I think that's it in terms of those two. Let's move on to Patreon, YouTube, and Life. Alright, Patreon, YouTube, and Life. So on Patreon, I want to thank some new patrons, Ricardo and Brendan. Thank you so much for donating to my campaign and helping me and encouraging me to create as many crazy videos as I do every week. I don't burn myself out doing this, rather. But it's hard work, right? So you guys all encourage me and you help me make this a living, which is really wicked, I gotta say, because I really want to make this a living. I really do. I really do. Like, I don't mind having 3 jobs so I can sustain this, but it's hard. It's hard having 3 jobs. So, but yeah, so that's good. I will say I was kind of bummed. I was on a 666 reign. I was getting $666 a month, and I was like, this is the most incredible thing ever. I have to make full use of this. I only got to post 1 damn video. Well, I posted like 2 scary stuff, but I was like, well, I got to do this. I gotta like freak everybody out. So I started posting like scary shit. I was posting like Aphex Twin's music video for Come to Daddy, and then I was posting the Majora's Mask creepypasta Song of Healing reversed with the yeah, the creepiness that ensued so much. But my reign, unfortunately, was very short-lived because Ricardo, you disrupted it, but that's okay, don't worry about it. No pressure whatsoever. I'm just saying that, like, I'm at 667 now, and I'm like, oh, especially because, like, Friday the 13th, I really wanted it to be 666 because I had something really mean in store for you guys, like on Twitter and on Patreon and on Facebook, and it didn't end up happening, so it'll have to wait for another time. That's okay though. But yeah, so I'm super thankful. You guys are amazing, and I gotta get back to all you guys about all this sort of stuff. It's just piling up, and I'm like, oh my god, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. But yeah, it's been really great, and I'm just so excited to see where things go with this channel, and I can't wait to see like where I'm gonna be in a year. It's scary, I'll be honest, it's really scary with the kind of speed things are going at, but I just want to be as genuine and be the person I am right now. You know, like, I feel so lucky that I can just like talk like this to you guys. It's like a nice little vessel for me to be able to do so. So thank you. Thank you, thank you. Now, in terms of YouTube, I figure I'm going to leave this section specifically for what I released this week and what I'm planning on releasing the following week, rather than me talking about it in like gaming, anime, and whatever, right? But yeah, so this week, I did my review for Paprika, which was amazing to watch again. I just had a big grin on my face watching it. It was such a strange movie, but it's definitely something amazing. I will say right now, the more I think about Satoshi Kon's films, the more I gotta say that, like, it's very hard to pick a favorite because there's very particular moods you get from each of them. And so you could technically say they're all your favorite depending on what you're looking for at the time. They're all very distinct from each other. And I figure, yeah, you know what, honestly, like, I don't know if I could pick a favorite. I'll be honest, I really don't. I thought for a bit it was Perfect Blue, then I thought it was Millennium Actors, because I kept reminding myself of all these things, and I'm like, well, I don't have one. I don't have a favorite, it seems, but I'm really enjoying it, and I can't wait to review Paranoid Agent this coming week. So yeah, that's gonna be happening on Monday, probably Monday night. This week I also released my January 2015 pickups video, which was a little bit on the late side. I'm gonna try and have my February one a bit sooner, like right at the end of the month. It just was super busy at the end of January, so it just wasn't gonna work for me. But I got some really nice stuff, and I have some other really nice stuff I'm super stoked to show you. Aside from that, there was also my top 10 scariest moments in Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. I was gonna say Majora's Mask first because it just came out on the 3DS, which is so wicked, and the game, while I haven't reviewed it yet, it's like so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It looks so good. It looks amazing. So can't wait. I can't wait. But yeah, there are so many scary moments in those games. There's a few that I didn't get to mention. I'm gonna mention to you right now. So the skull, not the skull kids, but the skeletons that come out at night on Hyrule Field. Okay, those really scared me. I did talk about it very briefly when I was talking about the pea hat, but those were freaky. Also, you know what really scared me a lot, which I'm kind of sad I didn't include, but you know how like you would find like random holes in like the field and like all around, and you would go in, the music would be really creepy, and it would just be like this sandy area, and you would like find a chest, or you'd find an enemy or something in there. I just found those so freaking creepy. It's like, why? And why is it when you walk into the light you're teleported back up? It's scary. It's kind of scary in a weird way, sort of like how heart pieces are kind of scary when you think about them. Like, that's like, why are there just hearts laying around, or pieces of hearts, mind you, sometimes whole, but pieces of hearts? It's creepy. That's very creepy. Maybe I should talk about like the happy moments in these games. Because I think I kind of freaked myself back out again. I'm like, oh my god, this is why I got nightmares in the first place. But I was so happy to do that, and it felt like a perfect thing to do on Friday the 13th, right? So this coming week, like I said, Paranoid Agent. I'm going to be reviewing Majora's Mask on the 3DS as well, which I'm super stoked for. And then it depends on how long editing takes, but me and Dakota are finally releasing our collab video on our anime memories. Woo! Finally, this is gonna be good, but it's gonna take some editing. It's gonna be a little bit of work. I have another collab I did with another friend, and that one's taking a little bit of time, and I'm not surprised because it's gonna take me a little bit of time with this one too. It's a lot of work, especially if you want it to look really nice. So either that's coming out this week or this coming week or the following, just in case. I just want to like put that out there. I may, if it doesn't end up being released, I may do my top 10 female honorable mentions because there are just too many. I don't know how I'm gonna present this video, but I really want to. I really want to do it. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But aside from that, my weekly vlog. Always, every Sunday, you can always expect weekly vlogs. There will never be a delay with weekly vlogs. So yeah, there's that. I guess let's move on to life. All right, so life has been interesting. Life has been good. Life hasn't been great, but it's been good. It's been really good. I'm not gonna go into any detail, not yet. If I'm going to, I will later, but also I think it's definitely important to keep a sense of privacy in your life too. Not that I don't want to divulge things about myself, because I've already divulged a lot to you guys, but I also realize like some things I kind of would like to keep to myself. You know what I mean? Like there's a certain sense of privacy I need to keep in my life, so I feel like it's my own, right? And I came to a lot of realizations this week in particular. This was a really crazy week for that. In terms of realizations about things that maybe I didn't want to admit to before, or things that I didn't realize and then just sort of kicked in. And I was like, wow, I can't believe I blocked that out, or I can't believe I was in denial about that, or I can't believe I don't even know. I have no idea. But regardless, I'm happy. I am happy. It's just, it's tricky. It's tricky when you're dealing with that. It's not even anxiety at this point. It's more just like when you get hit with a ton of bricks and you're kind of like, I'm not down and out, but I'm kind of like, I'm back up, and I'm like, whoa, okay. I'm like, I need a bit of a breather. I need some space. A lot happened this week. This was like one of the busiest weeks, and then on top of that, videos as well, and then work and everything. Like, it was a busy week. It flew by. It basically flew by. I don't regret it because I definitely learned a lot from it, and I think I realized a few things that I didn't want to realize. But yeah, overall, really great week. It's funny how I went from good to great. It was good. It wasn't great. I'm gonna be honest. It was a good week though. I think it's just like I'm a little bit in shock from it, but I'm happy. I'm happy. It's good. Yeah, I think that's it for life. I'm trying to think, is there anything else coming up? I guess I'll just have to wait until the next weekly vlog comes out for me to talk to you about that stuff. But yeah, that's been life. So I hope you had a good week. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I'm curious, how was your week? I read all these responses. I want you know, even if I don't answer them or reply to them or anything, I read everything. So whatever you write, I know what's going on with your life, which is a really horrible thing to say. That's like really creepy and stalkerish, but it's not, because you're sharing it with me. So yeah, I hope you guys are having a good week. I really hope that you aren't going through any tough times, and if you are, I really hope that you're staying strong and you're doing your best to bring happiness into your life and to accept any kind of shortcomings that do happen, anything that might make you feel restless or upset or depressed, to just tackle it head on and remind yourself what an amazing person you are and how you just gotta keep fighting. Life isn't easy. Life isn't supposed to be easy, right? So it's full of challenges, but remember that challenges are not a bad thing. When those bad things happen, that's not a bad thing. Those will shape you into the person you'll become later in your life. I was thinking about this in the sense that when I was 16, my views on life were so different. And yeah, it's harder now. Like when you get older, sometimes life does get harder. Be thankful with, like, if you are younger, or like under 20 or even in your early 20s, you feel lucky. Just because like there are certain things that you get to experience that are much harder to experience the older you get, which is an unfortunate thing, but it's something that you might want to keep in mind, right? So just be thankful for for what you have, even if things aren't always great. Just remember that there's a lot of people out there who care and love about you, that care about you and love you. That's what I'm trying to say. You deserve that. All of you deserve that. And if no one else is telling you that, know that I'm telling you that. So if that means anything to you, if it doesn't, that's okay. You know, do your thing. Live your life, right? We don't know each other personally, right? But I want you to know that, like, there are always people who care about you, and I want to remind people of that. I want to remind you guys of that. So yeah, lovey-dovey. Yeah, I look forward to doing more videos this week and talking to you guys more, okay? All right, peace.